Hi gardeners, I want to show you how I transplant some of my seedlings that my wonderful children put too many seeds in. So normally you would have one seed in a bigger container and that seed would grow to a more mature state before you transplant. But in this case, these small cups, which were perfect for experimenting, now have 3, 4, sometimes seeds in it. And this is parsley. So if I don't get these out and transplant them, they'll actually die. So the first step before I even start transplanting is I have my indoor potting mix, and that's very important. Do not use garden soil, do not use topsoil, do not use raised bed. Those things are for outdoors for later. For now, what we need is a good indoor. I use Kellogg's organic. It doesn't matter what you use as long as it's a potting soil. That's your choice. So the next thing I do is that it's important to, before you just take it out the bag and dump it in the start putting it in your container, you want to make sure that your soil is good and moist. So what that means is get you some water, and you want to lightly water it. The goal is not to saturate the soil. The goal is to actually, let me show you this. The goal is not to make it mushy, it's to make it good and moist. Now, as you're going through your potting soil, you may find that there are big pieces in there. So like pieces like this, right? You want to get rid of those. You don't want to put those in with your seedlings, because the seeds won't be able, the roots won't be able to grow through it. So once my soil is good and moist, and I've already watered this a bit, so that's why I didn't take as much. But once it's good and moist, I'll do it just a little bit more because I got some of that bottom soil. Then make sure it's mixed up really good. And you can use gloves, you can use a hoe, you can use whatever you want to mix it up. I like working with my hands. I don't know, it makes me feel closer to the earth and to my plants. It's getting a bit windy out here right now. It's in North Carolina and it's been unseasonably warm for March. So it's been about up to 80 degrees. So now this is good and ready. Now I literally have a gazillion different pots that I'm going to reuse. So instead of going out and buying more cups to transplant, I'm using what I have. So I have these, plus let me show you, I have a whole bunch more. There's my kitty cat, that Anakin, and behind me is Zeus. My little babies. I'm trying not to sit on you, baby. Okay, so the next step, once your soil is moist, not dripping wet, you want to make sure you have a container with a hole in it. So this has a hole in it. All of mine do because they were from plants previously. Use a solo cup or a regular cup, put a hole in the bottom, and you're good. You're going to need something to catch the water, but this will be sufficient. So the next step is to take that soil and you add it to it. And as I kind of gently shake, because one, that helps with air, kind of giving airflow, aerating, and making sure my soil is loose, because you don't want your soil pushed down in there. If you do that, it makes it really difficult for your seedlings' roots to spread and grow. So little trick, you want to have that soil in there loose, not pushed down, okay? So now it's ready. I just take my finger. You can use whatever you want. Do you, baby. But the goal is just to have a hole in the middle for my seedling. Now, let's just pick one. All right, so I've got these parsley plants that are ready. There are 3 in there. And so all I'm going to do is, and I'll take the stick and go ahead and put it in the side, but I'm just going to take this. And if you look at this, look at the roots. Look at these. I know I kind of look at this. It's already fell apart because I watered my transplant before I got started to make it easier for them to come out. So look at the roots on this one parsley plant. That's what I mean about they'll be overcried and they die. I could compost it. I could eat it as a microgreen. But the truth is that I want to give every plant that gets planted an opportunity to grow. And so I picked the strongest of them. Now, if one is not healthy, or it doesn't look as strong as the rest of them, then that's different. That goes to compost, or that actually gets eaten. So there's my parsley plant. That's one example. I'll show you one more. I'll use one more container. But again, if you see big pieces in your soil, you just want to make sure that you take those out, because again, these seedlings are fragile. They can't grow through this stuff. So you take it, It's loose. Remember, it's moist. And the reason why you want to make sure your soil is moist is that it ensures that, one, the roots have, your plant is going to get its nutrients and water from the soil and from the moisture in the soil. And so we're just giving our plants the best possible opportunity to thrive. So I'm taking this parsley plant. I'm then going to drop it in the middle here. It's already ready. And you don't have to use your hands. If you're like, oh, that's, your fingers are dirty. My hands are always dirty and they're always into something. But that's what soap and water is for. Yes, I love my babies. So I just gently push what I'm not doing is compacting the soil. So that's transplanting a parsley plant. And I've got at least 200 more plants to do. So very simple, reuse what you have. Make sure that you're using an indoor potting mix because we're transplanting from one container into another container that's indoors for now. If you're going outside to the ground, that's one thing if they're more mature, but this is like the beginning of seedlings going to their next container before they then grow up. They get much bigger and then they go outdoors. But for now, it's really important. And we will not fertilize for 7 to 10 days. So we let these sit in their containers. We let them get acclimated 7 to 10 days. And then we use a balanced fertilizer. And by balance, the number on it should be 10, 10, 10 or 2, 2, 2. And that's equal parts of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. If you don't know what that means, don't worry. I got another video that I did on fertilizers. And don't forget to give your babies a little bit of water. Got tips or questions? Drop me a DM or a comment below. Thank you for growing with me.